Well, good morning. Good morning. It's been a minute since I was out doing a prep video for you guys. Well, I'm back. I'm back. So I want to talk to you a little bit about sticker shock. How many of you out there are suffering from sticker shock? Because I certainly am. Um, where are all my canners, my pressure canners, my water bath canners? Where are you at? Let me tell you. Okay. Last year, Mary C stocked up on canning supplies. The one thing that I kind of didn't make sure I had a lot of were the half pint size canning jars. Shalom, shalom, Mo McMoney. So I didn't make sure that I had the half pint ones. I have plenty of the pint ones. I have plenty of the quart, and I even have the larger ones. What is it, 60 something ounce one? I even have that one, right? I have a supply of that one, but I didn't really I didn't really purchase a whole lot of the half pint ones. For the most part, I only use them for jam. And I'm not making jam a lot, because it kind of goes a long way when you do make it. Shalom, shalom, everyone joining me. And so I haven't had an opportunity or haven't had a need, let's just put it that way, to go out and purchase canning supplies. Look, family, my canners, you should have warned me. You should have warned me. So I go out this morning because I want to make some more jam, right? I canned the mulberry jam, what, maybe 2 weeks ago? A week or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember which. I did the mulberry jam. And of course, that's a great success. And my beautiful mulberry tree out there is trying to bless me with more berries. And so I was thinking, why don't I make another batch of it, right? Because the tree is full of ripe berries, right? So I go into my stash, my canning stash. I don't have any more. I used up all of my half pint canning jars, so I need some canning jars. So what do I do? The two, I would say, two of the places that I normally go to. I don't know about you guys for my canning supplies. Um, there's three of them that I use. One is last resort because they're more expensive, and that's our Ace Hardware. I don't know if you have one of those around you, but that's my last resort because they do have canning supplies there. They're just more expensive. So my number one place, and excuse me, I know I look a mess, and this room is a mess. I'm a work in progress. Okay, um, but if I want to get enough of the supply and I want to get, buy it at a decent price, there are two places that I normally go to. One, which is close by me, and that is our local Walmart, right? Super Center or whatever you want to call it, usually has canning supplies. Um, and the other one is it's called Blaine Farm and Fleet. I don't know if you guys have one of those. Uh, the cheapest, the least expensive one is Blaine Farm and Fleet, but I have to drive a little bit of a distance in order to get there. Um, but they're the least expensive ones. So I figured, you know what? I'll just order some online at Walmart and just go by and pick it up, right? Because it's kind of close by. Good gracious. I mean, when I say good gracious, I mean good gracious. I went over, no, I went online to Walmart. Now, I told you I'm looking for half pints, but I figured I'd stock up on some of the others as well. So I started with a case, 12 jars, pint size, Walmart, $45. $45. I don't know what's going on with the canning jars. I'm not paying $45 for 12 jars that I normally get for like $9.99, $10. I am not paying $45 for that. Anybody else noticing that? Tamika Rob, that's highway robbery. you say you say the prices of candy jars have increased. That's highway robbery. That's ridiculous. There is just no way. And this was online. Now, if you go in the store, I don't know what the jars are going to cost inside because I haven't gone inside. I just went online. And when it said case, it said one case. And then I'm looking, well, maybe it's more than 12 jars. Maybe it's like a few, a case is like maybe a few of those 12, the carton that has 12 jars. Maybe it's a few of those that's $45. But it said one case, 12 jars. I looked that thing up and down just to make sure I didn't read it wrong, $45. And the price for the other ones, the quart, and it was ridiculous, just ridiculous. So you know what I did? I went over to Farm and Fleet and I said, well, hey, have the prices gone up all over the place? And I thank the Heavenly Father that they're having a sale right now. So if you guys have a Farm and Fleet and you're seeing some of the high prices that I'm seeing, go out there and get them. Okay. So I'm going to do the order and then pick up, if you will, over at Farm and Fleet because they're actually decent priced. They're probably $1 less than what I paid for them last year, $1 less per case. So that's not bad. I don't mind doing that. Especially after seeing the sticker of $45 for a case of 12 pint-sized jars. Are we all canning that much that the demand is like that? Wow. I'm really in shock. I was shocked because of the meat prices. That was one thing, okay, at the grocery store. And when you don't need to purchase certain things on a regular basis, and then when you go and you purchase it after a few months or so, and you see that the prices have gone like crazy, it's like, wow, what happened in that time frame? Family, I'm telling you, if you're not prepping, if you're not putting food to the side, you're gonna be in trouble in the next few months because if prices keep increasing, and if they decide to go ahead and do this war thing, which we know that they're planning it, you're gonna be um, you're gonna be in terrible shape, terrible shape. It's now is the time. I said it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. Now's the time. It's getting worse and worse. I've been at this for quite some time. I've seen it. I am seeing it. Let me say that. I don't want to put it in past tense because I'm seeing it right now. The prices are ridiculous. See, this is it. This is it. Oh, McMoney, you're like me. Haven't checked out the prices lately. Why? Because we've stocked up, right? I still haven't used the ones that were given to me. Yeah, well, if you get to the point where you're going to need some, I'm telling you, the prices are going crazy. So it's good that you have a stockpile up. How are the prices at Menards? I've gotten some at Menards once before, but it's been a while since I got my canning supplies at Menards. Are you finding that they're reasonably priced, Tamika? You say in my area they have increased in store. I never purchased them online. My go-to spot is Menards, unless I take a drive to Amish Mennonite community. Yeah, $45. I was like, what? I broke protocol. Normally, I don't bother my husband while he's working. Normally, especially not on Mondays, because he has a lot of reporting to do on Mondays. But I broke protocol today. I saw the sticker price of that $45. I had to go and tell him. I was like, honey, you're not going to believe this. I mean, I was just shocked, family. I was shocked. So, I wanted to talk to you about that. If you are a canner, go see where you can get your prices for your canning supplies um, as cheap as you can possibly get them. Family, I'm here also because me and my books, right? Me and I got a mess here. I got so much on my plate right now. I really do. I got some orders to get out today, and I got a real big order that came in the other day. I have average orders. For the most part, I have average orders, but every now and then I get a customer that will um, go above and beyond, if you will. And my goodness, this customer ordered everything in the kitchen sink, which is, I'm not complaining. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. So I had a huge order to packed it up last night, but I've got orders to get out this morning too. So if you've ordered something, know that it's on its way. It's on its way. Thank you for blessing this small business. I appreciate everything that you do. And for those that would ask what business, I think all of you guys know what business I have. I have MarySheffer.com is the website. But anyways, I love my reading. I'm not going to keep you this morning because I got another live that I'm going to probably do on the other channel because I want to introduce these books over there too. Tamika says, actually, sis, everything has increased in price ridiculously. Yes, it has. Prepping is a must. Yes. I don't know how anybody would get by right now without it. I really don't. You also say I check prices of everything when I go to the store just to see if the prices are decreasing. Well, good luck with that decreasing. I don't know anything that's gone down in price. I don't. If you find something, hey, you come back and alert us. Let us know about it, okay? Oh, good gracious. So here's what I did. I don't know what I went out looking for a book. I don't remember which one I was looking for. I'm trying to think. I don't remember which one, but I ended up over at one of my favorite places to buy books, and that's Abe Books online. You can get new and used books through them, and they're fairly inexpensive. Sold by individuals, from individuals to companies like Goodwill, that will sell used books. And then there are individuals that sell used books, and then I don't know who's selling the new ones, but you can get new and used books over at A Books. That's just one of the places that I go to. And if you are a prepper and you're looking for survival type of books, I would say hit the thrift stores in your area, local area, to because family. Let me give you a shocker. Of course, it may not be a shocker to you who are prepping. You know better, right? But here's a shocker. We're not going to always keep the internet up. There's going to come a time when the internet's not going to function. You're not going to be able to get online and do a Google search. Okay. You're not going to be able to go online and go to your Pinterest account and look up things for to help you to survive. You're not going to be able to do those things. I would suggest if you have a Pinterest account to start downloading, printing out a lot of the things that you found helpful to you that you've pinned on your board. You may want to start printing some of those things out. The other thing is get as many books as you possibly can because I think books in the long run will be a gold mine. Okay. When you can't Google search something, if you have the right book, you've got the source right there. You've got help right there in your library, right? So I am a supporter of reading. Knowledge is power. Truly, it is. So I on A Books went out looking for something, and you know how that is. They will make suggestions to you. If you look for a certain topic, they'll make suggestions on what they might have um, in that arena, in that category. And so, family, I found some gems. Have not, I'm one of those people also where I don't stick to one book. Who else is like that? I buy several books at a time and I read all of them at the same time. Okay. I not at the same time. I'm not sitting and reading with three books in front of me, but um, in the downtime of my days, I'll pick up a book and begin to read it. And I put a bookmark in where I stop on that one. And if I get another break, I'll pick up another book and I begin to read that. So I do that. And so I am okay, you're like that too. See, that's me. Okay, you guys are just like me. Tamika Robb says, me too. Chosen One Indeed says, me too. Yes, yes. Okay, so um that's what I do. And so I'm reading several books right now as we speak. I'm reading several books. But family, let me tell you. I picked up this book and it is a good read so far and it makes so much sense. Um my husband and I, we would watch The Walking Dead. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that show, but we would watch The Walking Dead. And in that's the, apocalyptic scenario where uh, the folks had a virus that they encountered that was changing people from human beings to zombies. And so it was a battle between the zombies and the humans, but it also was a battle between human and humankind on who would survive. You know how they say the strong will survive. So that's kind of pretty much what the Walking Dead was about. And it seemed like a lot of the zombies were actually taking over um, the different communities, but you had a group of people that were surviving and they were making it work. Well, civilization as we know it today in their time frame had been destroyed by this virus. So the infrastructure was no longer in place. No police officers, no fire department, no hospitals, if you will. The infrastructure was gone. So it was like folks were surviving on their own, if you will. And in one of their episodes, there were people who were not just surviving, but they had gotten to the point where they had moved beyond just surviving and they were trying to figure out how to rebuild, if that makes sense. You do have to if you can live long enough through the struggle, you will go through just day to day how to survive, how to just make it from one day to the next. When you have gotten to the point where you can pretty much master getting from day to day, that's when you'll move to the next phase of, okay, how do we sustain this living? How do we go on? How do we rebuild? How do we establish a new infrastructure? That's one of the things that's important. And in one of their episodes, they met up with another community, and this community gifted our main characters on The Walking Dead with a notebook. And this notebook was on how to rebuild, pretty much. I don't know if you guys ever watched that show or if you saw that episode or not. But hubby and I thought that that was like a gem for them to introduce that in that series because that's so important. And my husband said, Mary, you know what? That's something like that, a booklet like that. He felt that they should have did more of their shows around the use of that booklet because he thought that booklet was going to be essential for rebuilding. And I agree with him. I agree with him on that. Excuse me. I agree with him because we don't think about those things. We don't think that because we've gotten everything at our fingertips, right? You get hungry, you can either go to a fast food restaurant or a sit down restaurant, or you can go to the grocery store, food market, whatever you want to call it. If you get hungry, right? If you run out of soda pop, you go to the grocery store and get a new 12 pack or 6 pack or whatever it is that you desire. And we've grown accustomed to that. Okay, we've grown accustomed to it. If you need a new top or a dress or what have you, you get up and you go to the store and you get one, right? What happens when you can't do that any longer? What happens when you can't go to the grocery store to get your chicken or your beef or your whatever? Then what? You need to know how to hunt. You need to know how to fish. Not only that, but you need to know how to prepare it afterwards. We don't know how to do those things if we've never done it before, right? We've grown accustomed to um, the ease of things. And when I would say it like this, stuff's already hitting the fan. We're already seeing things change before our eyes, and it's happening quickly. But we haven't gotten to the point where we can't go to the grocery store, we can't go to the hospital, we haven't gotten there yet. But when we do, we're going to need to know how to move forward, or we won't survive. When the infrastructure falls, we're going to need to know how to rebuild it. Those things people don't even stop and think about, right? Absolutely. I like that. Our notes today will be useful tomorrow. Absolutely. Absolutely. So here's the thing. I was able to go out there, family. Look at this. Look at this book. Talk about a gem. Look at this, the knowledge. How to rebuild civilization in the aftermath of cataclysm. You see, the author is Lewis Dartnell. Easy read. It's an easy read. He's not overcomplicating things. He just putting it out there in plain old black and white, um, as simple as you can think of, explaining what could go wrong. And I'm listening. I'm reading through this, and listen to this. The world as we know it has ended. This is the introduction. Okay, a particularly virulent strain of avian flu finally breached the species. So now this was written. What did I say? When did he put this out? This is well before the pandemic that we dealt with. So let me see. 2015. Okay, 2015. And he was already looking ahead to a possible virus hitting humankind. Okay. Um, and he says it was an act of bioterrorism. He wasn't too far off because they did find out that this was something that was released accidentally, they said, right? And we ended up with having our pandemic, right? So, anyways, he goes on and he says the contagion spread devastatingly quickly in the modern age of high density cities and intercontinental air travel, which is true, and killed a large portion of the global population before any effective immunization or even quarantine orders could be implemented. Sound familiar? Right? But he goes on and he talks about how, for the most part, we're unprepared. We are unprepared. But then he doesn't end it there. He goes on. I haven't read the whole book, I've just gotten into it, loving it. But he goes into things that we would need in order to survive. All right. I'm having one of my hot moments. Excuse me. Oh, and that's the other thing. We're having a heat spell all over the United States. It sounds like I'm in the Chicagoland area, so I'm in Illinois. I'm not in Chicago, but close by. Um, and the heat, it's hot. It's hot. It was in the 90s yesterday. It's supposed to be in the 90s a good portion of this week. So, and I know in some other areas it's really, really hot. But anyways, so this book is one of the books that I was able to pick up. And of course, when it suggested this one, I was like, oh, I must buy it. And I don't think I paid any more than maybe $7 for it. And of course, I got it used. And then I was able to, it suggested another one to me. This one I have not opened up to read yet. So I can't really say nay or yay for that one. This one is a definite one, I think is a good one to have. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be 90s all week here in, where are you at? Southeast Michigan. Oh, what's the name of the book again? Chosen One Indeed says, what's the name of the book again? It's called The Knowledge. That's the name of it up there. The Knowledge. How to Rebuild Civilization in the Aftermath of a Cataclysm. This one is a good one. I think this one I think every prepper should have this one. That's just me. Again, it's a good read, and the author is Lewis Dartnell. If you can find it, pick it up. A good read. This one here was suggested, and so I picked it up because the title is The Disaster Diaries, One Man's Quest to Learn Everything Necessary to Survive the Apocalypse. And this one is written by Sam Sheridan. Sam Sheridan. This one I have not read yet, so I don't know how easy it is to follow. Well, here's somebody that a Publishers Weekly review on this book, and the author says, with a funky sense of humor blended with straight-faced common sense, Sheridan, the author, not only addresses the long-term psychological trauma of disaster, but adds the importance of learning basic first aid techniques, firearm training, knife skills, hunting, and living in the wild. Okay, so that was another one that I picked up. And family, I'm telling you, I spent under $10 for these books a piece. Okay, if you can get them used, that's what I ended up doing. If you can get them used, get them used. Okay, I don't. I'm not going to say go straight for the Amazon, but if you can get them through Amazon and you're okay with the pricing, I don't even know what they are on Amazon. Didn't look them up, family, so I can't tell you. But these were after I got the knowledge, put the knowledge in my cart. They suggested these other two, so I just went ahead, put them in, and said, you know what? Either they're going to be good or they're not going to, but I'm going to try them out. So another one that I got was called "Defending Our Castles." Okay, defending our castles. And this one is William Gertzell. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. William Gertzell. And it's called Defending Our Castles. Another one. I have not had a chance to get into this one yet. And on the back of it, it says, um, the person that wrote this is an engineer. Engineer William Gertzell poses this fascinating question to modern day garage warriors and shows how to build an arsenal of ancient artillery and fortifications aimed at withstanding invading hordes. So once you have your homestead, how will you keep it safe? How will you defend your homestead castle? So that was the other one. Less than $20. Okay, good, 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 good. So Tamika Roberts looking them up on Amazon. And so these are the three books that I just recently added to my library. And I had to come out and share it with you. So that's pretty much all I had. If I'm talking to you today about canning supplies. That to me, canning, water bath, and pressure canning are two important steps to um, to enhancing our food survival plan. Okay, in stocking your pantry, these are important um, skills to have. Canning, whether it's pressure canning or water bath canning, these are skills that I think every household should have, every household. And so if you have not begun to get your canning supplies, you need to do it now. Don't wait. You need to do it now. I know what I have in my hair here. You need to do it now, especially if Walmart's pricing is any indication. And again, it was online. I did not go in the store. So maybe in the store they're not, excuse me, they're not so high. But online, there is just no way I would pay $45 I would find another alternative. Now, and there are other ways that you can do it. There are jelly jars and spaghetti sauce jars that people have reused. Now, when you're doing that, you have to, take a lot of precautions when you're using a jar that's already been used. Um, but I look at it like this: in a world where we can't get up and go to Blaine's Farm and Fleet, and we can't get up and go to Walmart, you will make do with what you have. So I hang on to some of the spaghetti sauce jars because those will reseal. They will. Okay. Now, will they last as long as, say, a pressure can jar that you get um, from Ball with the rubber seal around the lid? Maybe not. So maybe those you'd have to rotate around um, more often. But you're gonna make do with what you can make do with. That's me, okay? And do it as safely as possible. Okay? Do it as safely as possible. But that's pretty much all I have for you, family. I don't keep you very long on this channel. But if you're canning, check the prices because they're going crazy. They're going crazy. Find them where you can get them at the least cost. Uh, we're in the season of garage sales, so hit those garage sales and see if you can find tools and equipment that you can use for survival that won't cost you an arm and a leg. When I picked up that book, this one here, The Knowledge, and the one thing I said to my husband was, "Who in their right mind would get rid of this?" Who in their right mind would eliminate this from their library? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. The thing is, people believe that we're going to continue on in the direction that we're going in forever, not thinking we're not going to have the internet, not thinking that eventually things are going to shut down as we know it. And if you want to survive, you're going to need to begin again. How do you do that? How do you do that? I need all the help I can get. And my help is coming through these books that the Heavenly Father has a way of making sure they land in my lap. All right. So get your books. Mary C is giving you some suggestions on what needs to be in your library. These are a few that I believe might be useful. All right. So that's it, family. I love you, love you, love you. Thank you for spending time with me this morning. I'm going to try, I don't know when, because I still have to go and pick up those canning jars. I'm going to pick up those canning jars, and I have some other things that are, that I have to take care of. Again, I've got some orders that have to go out as well. So, and don't forget, if you haven't picked up, I do have, for those who are new to prepping, I do have a prepping book that is on bug out bags, and it talks briefly about some of the other types of bags that you could put together for you and your family. But if you are looking for the basics, I have a booklet. You can get it from my website, marysheffer.com. Go in and look under prepping, and you'll find the book there. And I do have other prepping supplies. I've got a portable shovel. I've got the 8-piece toolkit that has the compass and a whistle and emergency blanket. And I've got a few of those. And of course, they're in limited supplies. I've got a few of those survival kits. So I do have prepping items on my shop, in my shop. Okay. So again, that's marysheffer.com. What else? I have bandana sets. Bandanas, the cotton ones, come in handy for many different uses in survival. But anyhow, if you get an opportunity, go over to the shop and look those things up, from booklets to the booklet to actual tools and supplies. So I forget where I was going with that. I was going to say something else, but I forget where I was headed at. Anyhow, love you, family. Thank you for supporting my small business, and thank you for spending this morning with me. Shalom. Talk to you later.